In this class, we are going to see about the productivity of the ecosystem and the energy flow of an ecosystem. Productivity of an ecosystem. The rate of biomass production per unit area in a unit time is called productivity. It can be expressed in terms of grams per meter square per year. It is classified as primary productivity, secondary productivity, and community productivity. Primary productivity. The chemical energy or organic matter generated by the autotrophs during the process of photosynthesis and chemosynthesis is called primary productivity. It is the source of energy for all organisms from bacteria to human. Gross primary productivity. The total amount of energy or organic matter or biomass produced in an ecosystem by autotrophs through the process of photosynthesis is called gross primary productivity. Net primary productivity. The proportion of energy which remains after respiration loss in plant is called net primary productivity. It is also called as apparent photosynthesis. Thus, the difference between GPP, that is gross primary productivity, and respiration is known as net primary productivity. Net primary productivity of whole biosphere is estimated to be about 170 million tons per year, out of which net primary productivity of oceanic producer is only 55 billion tons per year in unit. Secondary productivity. The amount of energy stored in the tissue of the heterotrophs or consumers is called secondary productivity. Gross secondary productivity. It is the equivalent to the total amount of plant material is ingested by the herbivorous minus the material lost as faeces. Net secondary productivity. Storage of energy or biomass by consumers per unit area per unit time after respiratory loss is called net secondary productivity. Community productivity. The rate of net synthesis of organic matter by a group of plants per unit area per unit time is known as community productivity. Factors affecting primary productivity. Primary productivity depends upon the plant species of an area, their photosynthetic capacity, availability of nutrients, solar radiation, precipitation, soil type, topographic factors, and other environmental factors. It varies in different type of ecosystem. Concept of trophic level in an ecosystem. A trophic level refers to the position of an organism in the food chain. The number of trophic levels is equal to the number of steps in the food chain. The green plants occupying the first trophic level are called the producers. The energy produced by the producers is utilized by the plant eaters. They are called primary consumers and occupy the second trophic level. Herbivores are eaten by carnivores, which occupy the third trophic level, that is T3. They are also called secondary consumers or primary carnivores. Carnivores are eaten by the other carnivores, which occupy the fourth trophic level. They are called the tertiary consumers or the secondary carnivores. Some organisms which eat both plants and animals are called as omnivores. Such organisms may occupy more than one trophic level in food chain. Energy flow. The transfer of energy in an ecosystem between trophic levels can be termed as energy flow. It is the key function in an ecosystem. Part of the energy obtained from the sun by producer is transferred to the consumers and decomposes through each trophic level, while some amount of energy is dissipated, that is disappear in the form of heat. Energy flow is always unidirectional in an ecosystem. Laws of thermodynamics. The storage and loss of energy in an ecosystem is based on two basic laws of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. It states that energy can be transmitted from one system to another in various forms. Energy cannot be destroyed or created, but it can be transformed from one form to another. As a result, the quantity of energy present in the universe is constant. Example, in photosynthesis, the product of starch is formed by the combination of reactants, that is chlorophyll, water and carbon dioxide. The energy stored in starch is acquired from the external source, that is light energy, and so there is no gain or loss in total energy. Here, light energy is converted into chemical energy. Second law of thermodynamics. It states that energy transformation results in the reduction of the free energy of the system. Usually, energy transformation cannot be 100% efficient. As energy is transferred from one generation to another in the form of food, a portion of it is stored as energy in living tissue, whereas a large part of the energy disappears as heat through respiration. The transfer of energy is irreversible natural process. Example, 10% law. This law was proposed by Lindemann in 1942. It states that during transfer of energy of food from one tropic level to the another, only about 10% stored at every level and rest of them, that is 90%, is lost in respiration, decomposition, and in the form of heat. Hence, the law is called 10% law. Example, it is shown that 1000 joules of solar energy trapped by the producers. 100 joules of energy is stored as chemical energy through photosynthesis. The remaining 900 joules would be lost in the environment. In the next tropic level, herbivores, which feed on producers, get only 10% joule of energy, and the remaining 90% is lost in the environment. Likewise, the next tropic level, carnivores, which eat herbivores, store only 1 joule of energy, and remaining 9 joule is disappeared. Finally, the carnivores are eaten by tertiary consumers, which stores only 0.1 joule of energy, and the remaining 0.9 joule is lost in the environment. Thus, at the successive tropic level, only 10% is stored.